morning. Welcome to CATEX-TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Friday, July 24th, 2009. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. It's 4:30 p.m. in London, 12:30 p.m. in Bermuda, and in Mexico City it's 9:30 a.m. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free at 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our AOL instant mail address is CATEX-TV. Next week, I will be on vacation. Tom Bailey will be doing the news from London. There will be no service interruption. Today's birthday, Florida Governor Charlie Crist is 53 years old today. We've got some other earnings news that came out aside from the earnings that we'll report to you. Microsoft reported a dip in earnings, rather substantial, 27% drop in sale of their Windows product. They did manage to eke out a $3.1 billion net profit for the quarter. Their stock is, however, being punished today. The stock market's down about 20 points right now. It had been down much more earlier today. This is after a very big day yesterday. We'll now go to our main news. Some of the insurance numbers have been reported. The first is Chubb. Despite a weak economy that affected insurance premiums and investment income, Chubb reported second quarter earnings above expectations, as well as lower insured losses. Chubb posted a profit of $551 million, or $1.54 a share. This is an increase from $469 million, or $1.27 a share. The Thomson Reuters estimate by analysts had been $1.30. So they were way ahead of that. One analyst said Chubb pretty well crushed it. The analyst said that Chubb's operating income, investment income, and the underwriting results were all impressive. Chubb increased its 2009 operating income guidance to $5.20 a share to $5.50 a share. This is up from an estimate back in January of in between $4.80 to $5.20. And then from Bermuda, Arch came in with their numbers. They said that their second quarter net income had dropped to $152 million, this from $192 million in the same period last year. For the first half of the year, Arch's number fell to $292 million from about $382 million. Net premiums earned for the second quarter of the year dropped to $694 million, down from about $705 million a year earlier. For the entire first half of the year, net earned premiums decreased to $1.39 billion from about $1.4 billion a year earlier. That's not too much of a drop. Arch's combined ratio remained steady at 87.2% in the second quarter. Arch's net income was hit by about a $21 million net impairment loss in the quarter, double the $10 million and change impairment loss reported in the same period last year. They also were hit by a $55 million foreign exchange loss. This is heavily down from a profit of $192 million in foreign exchange in the first quarter of 2008. JLT made some news today. They appointed a new UK Chief Information Officer. His name is Ian Cohen. Mr. Cohen takes his job immediately. Cohen was most recently the Chief Information Officer at Associated Newspapers Limited, and he previously held jobs at Financial Times and Lloyd's TSB. The COO of JLT said, his name is Mike Methley. Methley said that this new role demonstrates our ongoing commitment to and focus on the importance of IT. We congratulate Mr. Cohen and wish him well in his job. Also in England, some news on the British economy was forthcoming this morning. The UK economy shrank more than twice as much as economists had forecasted for the second quarter. This is as a record annual slump in construction, banking, and business services keep England mired in recession. GDP contracted at 0.8% for the first quarter. Economists had been predicting a 0.3% drop. From a year earlier now, the economy has shrunk 5.6%, the most since records began in 1955. Prime Minister Gordon Brown's Labour Party now trails the opposition Conservatives in polls less than a year before the election. The pound dropped as much as 0.5% against the dollar after the report. The pound was trading at $1.64 as of 12:20 p.m. British Mean Time. Now go to a word from our sponsors and come back with the rest of the news.
Every day, the world wakes up and goes to work. pursuing the unique opportunities that lead the global economy forward. The complexity and close connectivity of today's global marketplace is a true modern miracle that can create unparalleled success. But it takes confidence, passion, innovation, and understanding.
Enabling opportunity.
Protecting capital.
Engineering innovation. Investing in your future.
Ensuring continuity.
Finding the right balance.
It takes Aon.
There was a helicopter crash out in western Maryland last night. We'll bring up the map of Maryland. Many people are unaware of the proximity of the extreme western portion of Maryland out into the Ohio River Valley. You can see it here. Anyway, a helicopter crashed on Interstate 70 out in western Maryland and killed a total of 4 people. 3 of them were members of a flight instruction company, and the 4th was a passenger on the helicopter. It occurred at about 10:30 p.m. local time last night. No vehicles on the highway were hit when the helicopter crashed into the eastbound lanes of the interstate. The people who worked for the flight instruction company, the 3 deceased, worked for a company called Advanced Helicopter Concepts in Frederick, Maryland. There was, as I mentioned, a passenger on board who was also killed. Advanced Helicopter Concepts trains pilots and takes photographers on aerial tours and fixes and sells helicopters as well. Visibility in the area was somewhat limited by fog. Witnesses say that the helicopter was flying low when a bright arc of electricity flashed in the air, apparently caused by the helicopter striking a power line. It wasn't clear if the helicopter was already on its way down when it hit the power line. In Spain, the fires continue, this time claiming the life of yet another firefighter, so we're now up to 5 firefighters dead. The wildfires are being fed by strong winds up in northeast Spain. They're out of control. This firefighter who was killed was driving a fire engine in the Aragon region when the fire engine fell into a ravine. 6 fires in the northeast province of Teruel in Aragon remain out of control, having burned more than 8,000 hectares of forest and brush. More than 500 firemen and members of the security forces are trying to bring the blazes under control. More than 1,500 people have been evacuated already. And in Poland and the Czech Republic, at least 7 people have been killed and dozens were injured. This after heavy storms and torrential rain swept through the area, downing trees, electricity poles, and ripping off roofs. 6 people died in Poland yesterday, 3 in Lower Silesia, and 1 in the western part of the country in Poznan. 34 Poles have suffered serious injuries. Hundreds of cellars are flooded and many homes have had their roofs ripped off. 17 people were injured when they were electrocuted by a fallen high-tension cable in the western area of Krotozin. They're lucky they were only injured. Officials said that winds packing up to 65 miles an hour tore off rooftops and disrupted traffic across vast areas of the country. Several trees were uprooted in the capital of Warsaw. And in India, Bill Gates is on the scene. He made one of his many pilgrimages to the area, and he had some interesting comments. Included in the comments was a real nugget of information. We thought we'd share it with you as a final story. Gates, this morning in India, urged the country to move away from low-cost labor toward high-end research and development.